Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Stephen Allen diving in again.
Britain is in the grip of a vomiting epidemic caused by nauseating TV adverts.
He'll hit your brain like a lightning spark. Stephen Allen,
On slavery,
almost daily.
investigating
Laughs and facts, served out plainly.
You look at your face,
Your
like, what are you
dose
going to do
of
with that,
wit,
Steve?
it's never shady. Stephen Allen, almost daily.
Hello and welcome to Stephen Allen Almost Daily. I'm Stephen Allen. It's a day. What more do you want? I already know the answer to that question is it's a show at 12 o'clock rather than 9:30, isn't it? Whoopsies. Hello. And if you've never watched this before, well, there's many reasons for that. It's not normally on at this time because I normally do these streaming shows at midday, but before we all get hate-filled on the internet, it might be too late for that. Before we all get angry on the internet, very much too late for that one. I had a good reason for missing today's earlier show. My son, I should have plugged the keyboard in. I could have done some minor chords to get your emotions going, get your phallopes opening. My son was ill. He upset stomach the day before. We came home from nursery or whatever, and the teacher said, "Oh, they're not teachers at nursery. Do you call them teachers at nursery?" Feels like we're doing someone a disservice by having this conversation. Either we are undermining the nature of teachers from proper teachers, or you have to call nursery people who stand there teachers. I don't know. I don't care. It's whatever you think. And we'll do a poll on it. She said, because it's she, said he got a bit tired after something earlier on, but I'm sure he's fine. He was asleep by like 4 o'clock. That is not normal. So he was all very ill. So we cancelled it. He kind of was okay this morning, but still I was overprotective because, sorry, I like my kids. In fact, you know what? Before we get stuck into the chat and stuff, the proof that I like my kids is based on a gig that I did last night. Last night I did a gig at the Comedy Store because it was a charity thing, and that's the only way I ever get to play there. And then I did a new material night, and there's a bit that I wanted to work at the new material night, which didn't work. But sometimes when I do these new material nights, I write around the subject, right? If you turn up early to the gig, or if you've got half an hour, I go and sit somewhere, get the book out, and write extra jokes on the stuff I'm about to do. The bit that I wanted to do, and we will say hi to the chat in a second, was I've just seen some of the comments, so it actually will be getting good. The bit I wanted to do was about my kids are at that why stage when they go like, why is this, why is that? And there was a genuine conversation I had a while ago where the rain clouds came and it got a bit dark. They were eating, so I put the light on. And my son said, why you do that? Because he was doing a Chinese accent. That's not the bit. No, he said, why you do that? No, because he's too young. He doesn't know that's offensive. He said, why you do that? And I said, oh, it's getting dark. And he said, why? And I try as a scientific nerd to just burrow down. I will answer every damn why he throws at me. So why is it getting dark? That's because the light from the sun is being blocked by the clouds that are nearer. And he said, why? I said, it's because the photons of light from the sun are being absorbed by the molecules in the cloud. And he said, why? Well, it's getting good. Because the frequency of those photons is in the right range to fit for the energy levels inside the molecules because of molecular orbital theory. And he said, why? And I'm like, yeah, all right. That's the nature of electromagnetism. And he said, why? And I thought, ha, I got you. It's electromagnetism is a fundamental force. There is no why. And he said, why? And I was like, that's a bloody good point, actually. So that was the bit that I tried to do on stage. It didn't work. It's not stand-up-y, is it? But I wrote a joke beforehand that was saying, my kids have got a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, and they've reached that why phase, when you're talking to them, you think, why the hell did I have kids? Now, I'm not doing that joke. I'm not putting that on the set. I like my kids too much to have that as one of my jokes. It worked. It was probably the best response I got out of the new material stuff. I'm not. No. At some point, they'll grow up and see that. I might do it and then correct the record. Anyway, so we go through some stuff that's in the news. It's the late night version. It's the after dark. Who knows what's happening in this one? If you're on the YouTubes, and I believe that's the only place we go out, so you can go to youtube.com/@Mr. Stephen Allen. Enjoy some of this. In the chat... Now, admittedly, this chat started earlier on. 6:30, proper meme said first. All right, well, have you not been sitting there since? You must be busting for a waz. Nudes will be fooming, says hi-ho Kermit. Kermit was here at 20 to 7, but she's watching LOL in the other room. so I won't disturb her. Fair enough. I might make this one, says Squirrel. Stephen Allen's almost pin downable. Yeah. Oh, I'm easily to track. Trackable these days. Proper Meme says, Steve couldn't do the midday stream because he was being interrogated by the Met Police over McSweeney's phone. Yes, Sydney McSweeney. I nicked a phone. That's what that picture is there. And, well, it's her own fault for not having pockets. Oh, no, wait a minute. No, it's just like that scene in The Matrix when Neo needs a phone. Why am I the bad guy? Completely on camera by the looks of it, says Squirrel. Is there any point of doing a hoodie crime if you're not wearing the hood? I just wanted to show off the thick, full hair I've got going on there. Joodles turns up at 8:45. Nudes is fuming. I reckon PM scheduled Northern's World Cup playoff. Is there a football happening? Are we footballing? Have you bought the kit for £100? Or do you buy yours in euro? I know nothing about anything, especially football-y things. That I'm not even sure if I've trimmed it out of today's newspapers to talk about, but this special kit that you pay £100 for the kids one. What? No. Just have you tried saying no? And then if they really protest, have more kids. It would work out cheaper in the long run. Brit's here. What's happening? It's bedtime, but might just put that off for a bit. Brit, good on you. Get tucked in. You can watch this in bed. We're available on the internet. Charlotte's here as well. Did you have a good day at work? Nice to have you in. Charlotte's tuned in. You relax. Take the weight off. You've had a busy day. Martin says, evening, you bunch of losers. Well, that took a turn, didn't it? That? I don't have to come here to be insulted. And then there's some more talk about football, which I don't understand. Orc Higher Love says M's. Is this prison slang? Or is that like Hock Tour? I don't really know. Charlotte says the beard is bearding, Steve. It's doing something, isn't it? I'm still not quite brave enough. When it goes, it will be. I'm going to get rid of all of this and just for one show leave the ding dong. And if that's what you're into, then we will film extra on OnlyFans. Chinese Alan for some reason. Oh, because of my kid's impression. Why you do that? Came out borderline Chinese accent. Don't blame me. Blame my racist kids. I've got 2 kids, 2 and 4. Odd names to give them. Yeah, hang on. No, I should have loaded. I should have seen. Cost £100 for a tank of diesel now. Yeah. No, it doesn't, does it? No. Look, I know petrol's expensive, and don't get me wrong. But come on. Nah. And just filled yesterday, and it was £99. Well, lucky you. Lucky you. So before you can get involved in the chat, we'll read these out and respond. I'm trying to think what we normally do. Normally we take a look at front pages. I can play the jingle. I got the jingles. Front pages. I got jingles coming out the wazoo. I should give you an update as well. You might have been listening to the audio-only podcast, which I churn out from the radio show as well, where you would have had the emotional roller coaster of the side cam, because previously it stopped working. I did a firmware update, and it was neither firm nor wearing. It was worn. It was soft and worn. I've heard that before. But I kept trying to update it. I thought, I know how to do tech. I can do a firmware update, and it's not working on here. It's saying that there's something with a USB. I got laptops in the house, left, right, and center. I tried it on all of them. It would not do an update. Eventually, I gave in. I did some sort of reset thing. It was not having it. It was not tiltable. It was not panable. It was, all this lark. Hang on, all this lark. No, that stopped. Oh, no, it's because we're not looking at it. All this lark. It had stopped. So I thought, darn it, we've just got a normal side cam like a normal person. And somehow it's fixed itself. But the keyboard camera's gone off now, so I'm past caring. Steve's Chinese farmer son keeps asking Rye. God, I can't. Serial joke. Yeah. You keep promising Terry Thomas. Ding dong. Yeah, you're right. I'll have to do the gap. That's the only difference. I'm going to have to Leslie Phillips it, which I believe is that woman from the East Midlands who slept with loads of people. No, Lily Phillips. Either way, ding dong. I'm sure was the sound associated. Kermit says, well, I got half a tank for £50, but that's because it was already half full. I'm liking your maths. And yeah, this is why the Doodles, the Igo only has a 35-litre tank. Exactly. It don't cost me that much to fill up. I'm doing a lot of clutch down hills. I'm getting through very little petrol, I'll have you know. You got him in the end, PM. How very dare you. That's what they said to Lily Phillips. So, front pages. We'll take a look. I'm torn up. I didn't know what to do. These late night ones, normally we don't do the ones from the next day, because if I want to do a show tomorrow, I can't really use them now. But then I also don't want to do the ones from this morning because the headlines might feel very much past it. So here's the compromise. We already have some front pages, ones that I would never normally use. The Financial Times. I ain't going to sit around and talk about the Financial Times. I don't give two flips about half of this stuff, but we can have a look at it now. Energy shock to hurt UK growth, most among G20 economies. The OECD, so they've got OCD, and they use their powers to run the numbers. Damn it! Inflation jumped steepest behind US. Setback for Starmer's agenda. I mean, there's a lot of setbacks for Starmer's agenda. I'll give you that much. No, why can't we get a flipping break? Is there any chance of today's some papers? Yeah, good point. Proper memes. Hang on. Desk nuts, chocolate orange mustache. Even for anyone who's just tuned in, you've never watched that show before. That is Brit's what 5 words, if you ignore the even. That didn't help at all, did it? Hey, mate, this chicken is rubbery. We're not doing that one, are we? We're not going to get me cancelled in a Benny Hill style. So look, no surprise. We had this headline before where they talked about petrol increase or inflation shock. And whenever I see that, I just presume the word shock is sarcastic. Oh, surprise. Oh, yeah. Doesn't matter what happens. You bomb somewhere, you don't bomb somewhere. Somehow it ends up costing us money because we are addicted to the oil. Front page of the Metro for tomorrow. I should have pointed out the Financial Times was for tomorrow. This is tomorrow's. Look, up to date. That's right. I can talk about tomorrow's papers. Trump throws our toys out of pram. Let's zoom in to see if this actually is toys, because that would be way better. Oh, look at them Brits. Look at that. Hey, look at your cream eggs on that. £2.50 each for a box of 5. I'll keep 4. I'll give you one. Not often I say that these days. Donald Trump has insisted that the UK's aircraft carriers, HMS Queen Elizabeth and HMS Prince of Wales. That's not fair, the Prince of Wales one, is it? Because that keeps changing. The Queen Elizabeth, we know who that was. That was the first one. The one with the powdery face. She needed to moisturise. Say they are toys compared to US ships. Well, how very dare you. I mean, they are, aren't they? But I'll have you know, our ships are some of the finest. Some of them are some of the finest. The ones that we're borrowing from Germany, probably. Why did we think it would be a good defensive strategy to have to borrow our military might from Germany? Have we not learned? First two. I think the beard is looking more like Truly's dad. He was called Lord Scrumptious or Sir Scrumptious or something. Truly scrumptious. She's truly scrumptious. I mean, it was a different time, wasn't it? You might as well call her like Thick Knockers. Not a bad name. Trump trumps so hard he beeps himself as soon as the world is beep filled, says Brit. Wait, you know, I tell her to cheer you up. Cream egg. If I put my order in now, says Charlotte, will my desk nuts come before Easter? No, but they will once more 3 days after. It's a 3-day refraction period or whatever they call it. Can't be refraction. Unless it can bend light. I don't know if yours can. Front page of... Now, we have to look at some of today's for this. So some of the bits of today's that aren't the news, because up at the Times of today's newspaper, I don't care about Antonio Verde. I still got it at 65. All right, some of us never had it. You'll miss it when it's gone. I won't. I'm 30, says whoever this is, and I avoid the NHS if I can. Wow. So does everyone. I don't know if this is going to rattle through your head. Most people don't want to be ill. I'm insert number that is my age, and I don't like being so ill I have to rely on a national healthcare system. But She gets to write in a newspaper for that. I'm writing in the Romford Recorder. She's writing for the Times. Something's gone wrong in the world. I'm truly scrumptious. This story, I couldn't get us to cover it last night on GB News, but AI bot told teen to use hammer to kill his mother. I think we have to not blame AI for this. Do you know what I mean? Just because AI told you to. My mum used to say, if someone told you to jump off a cliff, would you? Being that if someone gave you bad advice, you can't thoroughly get rid of your own agency and autonomy. Just because someone tells you to do a bad thing, you should not simply just follow orders. And look what happened to her. That was not what happened to my story. And, I think Joodle's like this story from last night, which we didn't really get into. We've had enough of being trad wives. Then you're not one, then, are you? Feels like you're giving it a bit of this. No, let's wait. Steady on. And then there's some more stuff on that page we'll look at later. Right. Lord A.S. Scrumptious. Ass Scrumptious. Joodle says retraction. No, it's not retraction. It's the one where you fill up. Do I have to Google it? Do I have to? Thank you for making this now appear on my search history. The name of the time period for men after spuffing's not going to be the technical word, is it? When you can go again is not the right phrase, but it'll know what I'm trying to have a crack at, won't it? Refractory period. It is the refractory period. What did I say? Not that one. Refraction is bending light, isn't it? You could. I'm sorry, but if I knew my junk had a refractory period, that makes it sound like I could recreate that album cover, which is the one, Dark Side of the Moon. Dark Side of the Moon is not a phrase you once said out loud whilst you're talking about your nethers. This show's already gone off the rails, but that's absolutely fine because it's a late night one. Let's have a look. Charlotte says, it's late, Brit. What's Brit going on about? Brit, my dyslexic brain read hamster rather than hammers. A much better story. It is the opposite of the Freddie Starr one, isn't it? AI told me to kill my mother with hamsters. There's a Richard Gere joke in there somewhere, but it's not a hamster, isn't it? It feels harsh to besmirch the good name of the hamster. Mine disappeared too, and not rude. Have you been edited again? I do. I don't know. Hang on. Some people are saying ass scrumptious. No, sumptuous. Assumption. Lord Assumption. That's a better joke than I did. And Hamster House of Horrors. I would watch all of those films. I had AI bot. Very messy. Oh dear. Yeah. I use Gemini now just because it's effectively a stripper name. Sexier than Grok. They missed a trick on that one. Right, well, it's time to get into the newspapers. I've sliced up a load of tat from today's newspapers, but I should say this was way earlier. I cannot remember any of these stories nor what I thought I could potentially do, so it's a risk as we go inside the news.
Let's get inside the news.
Sorry, bit of cable sticking out there. Sorry, cable showing. Laid some cable earlier. There we go. I can't drink an energy drink when I do this show either. Do I have any non-caffeinated drinks? I do. Right, get that ready. Thumbed off. That's a no. I know this is a late night show. No, miss, don't. No, what? No. That's the wrong headline, isn't it? The thumbs up emoji has been given a big thumbs down after being voted Britain's least favourite icon. Can I just quickly say, stop having an opinion on emojis. Life would be easier if you didn't give two flips. They're emojis. Plus also, who the hell are you to be judging other people's emoji use? I say this as a thumbs up user. I enjoy a thumb. Fed up texters reckon it's blunt, lazy and rude. Good. Then you are getting the message. Stop texting. The people who don't leave a voice note. If you leave a voice note, I received a voice note. I don't want to be harsh. I received a voice note from someone who said, I'm sending you a voice note, but I can't remember if you hate them or not. Or text and ask. It topped the list of nation's most irritating symbols, as half of Brits say they're sick of getting it instead of a proper reply. Crack on with your life. Closely followed by the cheeky aubergine and the baffling dancing lady. Why do you give a whopping 73% should give two flips about something else? Said certain emojis now drive them mad, while 57% should also just drive off a cliff. Said that they are being used in a passive aggressive way. Get over yourselves. So listen, if you don't like the thumbs up, I will still give you the thumbs up, and I'll show you where I'll put it as well. If you receive one from me that's the thumbs up and the peach emoji. All right. Evening all. Chris Hood's here. Hello, Chris Hood. People are so emotionally now. Proper memes. Emotionally. I think he's mixing the word emotional and anal. No, that's not right. It's something. Oh, God, don't mention level 42. Hang on. What's someone said level 42? Steve, have you been cracking? Have I had a crack at the level 42 on the keyboard? No, but what I did do, if you listen to the... I had a podcast taken down the other day because I was trying... I got the keyboard. I got the ukulele out. I've not plugged the keyboard in. It's not working. I did think let's not do music on the late night one, but... what was it I was singing? Wherever you wander. I don't know what note it is. But what I have been working on is to say that I love you and not the words I want to hear from you. Just so you can get to the bit where you go, That's the only reason. That's the tapping. I've not done level 42 yet. I think that's what I was trying to say. Where did we get to? I was never polled. Well, you should get your thumb involved. That sorts that out for you. Don't mention level 42. As Lewis puts his headphones on and spent 15 minutes silently listening to level 42 songs on his stream earlier. Well, it's all right for some, and probably still gets more viewers than I do for doing that. What is wrong with the world? I'll give that a thumbs up. I was never read that one. Charlotte, I use the purple devil emoji. Do you know what? I think people will know what you mean. I will send you a purple devil. It's cleaner. It's clearer than an aubergine. The Chris of Hood. Yep. Emoginal damage. I think what Brit's doing there is mixing up the word emoji and anal damage. You've been out dancing again, Chris. He is the dancing lady from the things. Had a cup of tea and a hot cross bun? Ooh, says Chris. Oof. You know how to party, sir. G and Tina. All right, flipping hell. The ukulele. Yeah, I've got a... It's not tuned, clearly. I think we can all tell my... That one is not right, is it? But, See, it's not that I want you not to say, but if you only knew how easy it would be to choke me out you feel. Oh my OMG, Colin. Not that one. Not this one. Hang on. Where's me Colin? Let me show you me Colin. Not him. Not him next to the Jeremy Vine pen. You can see right up Groucho's nose, can't you? Didn't realise that. Put that on a mixtape for me in 1993 and then refused his Valentine's card. But I suppose the Valentine's still feel ashamed of himself. Hang on. Colin put that on a mixtape for you in 1993. Oh, then you refused then I refused his Valentine's card. No, you got him on a technicality. Literally, the song says more than words, and what's the only thing you can write on a Valentine's card? Ha ha! Oh, that's too near. That's too near. That landed way too near the wheels. I could see that coming. How do you tune a ukulele? Nobody knows, because nobody has ever tried, says Ems. Hey, no, we can try. I think it's Oh, that's the one that's out, isn't it? No, you're right. It's impossible. Oh, it's a major ninth. It ain't going to sound in tune anyway, is it? You've cured me. Thanks you. No, it's all right. I'm here to help. Martin, Charlotte says, that is one of my favourite songs. Now I won't be able to hear it in the same way. I think this is a case of less than less than words are enough. It's the tap. Hang on, very good. What's Kerm's been doing? Seems extreme. Only just though. Let's be honest. We might be doing some news here. We've got literally one story in. Let's jump into this one. Holmes. Eamon, not Sherlock. I didn't nod off. Eamon Holmes has hit back at reports that he fell asleep on his own breakfast show. I mean, that'd be terrible. I've fallen asleep on my own breakfast once. That's close enough. Isn't it ED? No! Hang on. Squirrel's having a go here. Isn't it EDG? EADG? No. Oh, God. D. A lot of D happening. I've made it worse. A lot of D happening and a lot of A minor. What have I done? What have I done? Say that I love you, and not the words I want to hear from you. It's not that I want you not to say, but if you only E minor knew how easy it would be to show you how it feels more than words. All you have to do make it. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'm ready. Right. I'm glad we got there. So look, Joodle says Nick, not sure why. Eamon Holmes says that he didn't fall asleep on his breakfast show. I use the same studios, and I tell you what, those chairs. No way you can fall asleep. You know that he fell off a chair once, Eamon Holmes. One of the chairs is the Eamon chair, because if you lean back too far, you got that one. You know when you're falling asleep, as I'm sure some people are now after that song, you get the kind of, you can do that live on air, not through the sleep. So if he looks like he was falling asleep, it was, what do they call it? The jolt thing. There's a word for it, isn't there? Google it. I've already Googled refraction period, and now my algorithm's going to be giving me some weird medicines. But, that. He probably just did that on the telly. They got broken chairs. This, I mean, I should have loaded the video, but I didn't have time, with the kids and everything. But forget the Trump peace thing. This is Melania and the robot, and they are just way too similar. Why did they do that? It really is very much like when the bit in Terminator, when they're getting a lesson about how the first ones are easy to spot, then the next ones had rubber faces, but the T-1000 or whatever it is has a human skin. She could be the Terminator. She has the accent. Do you know what I mean? Now all of a sudden, I think she might be behind all of this. Mel's bot trot. I really don't know what that headline's about, but. This is the football one, the football story. Kia gets shirty about £100 kids kit. I know we've vaguely covered it, but I do think it's ridiculous that people, and I know Jules is a big fan of the football, which is why she's not watching this now, which means now's the time to go in, isn't it? Studs high. That's a phrase I don't understand. Don't pay that much money. Don't dress up in the kit. Football is the only sport, as far as I can see, where people turn up dressed as if they're about to get the whistle. Come on, we're a man down. Hey, big belly going, really might go as well. No one ever turns up to watch the luge dressed in a body condom in case today's your day. That's how I imagine the luge sounds. No one does it. Why? And it's not even just like the crappy kits that people buy. One of the reasons this is so expensive is that it's the same fabric as the footballers one. Professional fabric that is this wick thing which moves sweat away from you and will dry off sweat at the level a professional athlete requires. If you are sweating that much whilst watching football, get yourself down the doctors. You're about to die. You shouldn't be that fatigued by sitting there. I'm gonna watch the game today. Cool, blimey. Pass me my professional kit. Sweat me moobs off here. Melania needs an intervention. Maybe she doesn't, though. That's the thing. Maybe one of her arms is, she'd turn it into blades. Terminator. Turdinator, says Brit. Turd in ate her. I don't know. Proper Mean says Melania was the main baddie in the original Visitors series. Is that the pinky one? No, that's Invaders, a Quinn Martin production. Now that's a video I'd like to see. Which one? Walking robotically, appearing in white with vacant glaze that looks in their eyes. Melania met an android. Nice. Football's over. We lost, says Joodles. Ah. Thanks for bringing it up again. Sorry, it's football. That's me trying to have a conversation with generic men. When I was doing the Drive Time show on BBC Kent, there was, I think it was the World Cup or something. I don't know. I did a special feature for like blokes that don't like football. We had to have a support club for us, like talking therapy, because it was just too much. Oh, God. Steve, Mr. Buffy ref. Is he a robot? You're right. I don't even get that one. Which series? This is not from the whole Riley era. It's not series 3, is it? Because that's. I heard Kermit says, but he's not asked how much a tank of diesel costs. Hang on. More than £100. All you have to pay to fill your tank. Then you wouldn't have to drive if you pushed it. Oh, what comes after there? It's always A minor to a D in this song. Ready? No. Melania was Diana. Well, this is in the who? What? She's a robot. She'd have been fine in the underpass. I think we're up to date. Right, back into another story. Learning to drive tougher than ever. No, I have a lot of sympathy for learner drivers. The same level of sympathy I have for people doing footballs. 6 in 10 younger drivers, 3 out of 5, Christ, believe getting rid of their L plates is much harder. Well, it's a good adhesive. Is that the problem? I never understand why you get to stick them on there. That's showing no faith, is it? You really want the magnetic ones that fall off, because if you stick an L plate on your car, come on, try to get a label off, you are going to be a learner forever. Has anyone ever passed a test on a moped? I've never seen one. Those who had recently passed said they faced problems finding an instructor, had to space out lessons owing to the cost, and the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? Could you also not do that? Because your learners are annoying? Sorry. And I realise this turns me, we should do the rant of the day. I've been given a jingle by PM.
Daily rant.
Try not being a learner driver. I know, we all had to learn at some stage. Yeah, but I don't anymore. So why do I have to? We all had to learn to walk at some stage. But if I'm walking down the street and there's some absolute dickwad crawling in front of me, I'm allowed to be annoyed, aren't I? We all went through that phase, but we don't all have to do it right in front of me. And that was today's
Daily rant.
There'll be more. How about these apples? Do you like apples? Model conned 4 men out of £150,000. Heiress to 80 million lies to dupe smitten blokes. Take a look. I'm presuming we've got a before and after in the wrong order here. But not being harsh. But no, I'm about to be. A romance fraud model. That does sound like a car when I say it like that, doesn't it? A romance fraud model who conned £150,000 out of 4 men has been jailed. Gemma Kingsley frittered away cash on cars, clothes, shopping, hotels, and gambling. The 50-year-old told her besotted victims that she was due to inherit the 880 million. That is the only thing, that lie is the only thing that differentiates this case of a woman that did a crime that ends up in jail and just relationships. Sorry, it just isn't it. If this story was former model spent money from blokes, it's just a lie. Didn't need to lie as well, honestly. You were over-egging your pudding there. That's the problem. I've said this before. These stories tend to happen if ever I win loads of money and all of a sudden, magically, some young dancer tries to become like suddenly my best friend just when it's getting near that age where I'm writing a will. Save me slowly. Take your time. No parallel parking, no reverse round a corner. The says Joodles, ABS more gears. No, it's just the theme tune to Only Fools and Horses. Sensors reversing camera lane assist. Tell us again how hard it is. Ha ha! Yes. Also, everyone I know that's learning to drive now, they're learning to drive in automatics. And again, I guess if you're like, well, I'm never going to drive a manual. If you do the harder test, you can do the whole thing. I'm allowed to drive an automatic. It's not that difficult. There's a 9-month waiting list for tests, and your written test is only valid for a year. Pressure. And that's the only way you'll learn to perform. Remember the beep pot helmets and bell staffs, I think I can say that, wearing moped riders. Yes. Wearing belt. Yes. Did my CBT compulsory bike test on a scooter, if that counts. No, I don't think it does. And for a minute there, I did think you meant cognitive behavioural therapy. It's not kept you off the mini eggs, has it? Says Britt. I didn't, says Chris. My instructor asked me to take him to the sergeant's mess, then parked up at the naffy. Pass. Nice. I do a joke on stage about, I've ruined it because we know we're talking about driving. Yeah. No, the punchline is driving test. Yeah, the context is all wrong. Steve's going to be in prison next to me soon. Do I have to identify as something else? Are you in the men's prison? Are you a prisoner? Are you one of those prison workers who likes the wrong uns? Wouldn't put it past you. Martin says, I was lucky enough to have a 125 motocross style bike to learn on. Ooh, me too. But that's where I learned to play the ukulele. That explains a lot. I got my full license without a minute on a bike. I had to take lessons afterwards when I got my bike. Oh. I learned in a Nissan Micra Colette. I think I met her once. Me too, says Hi-Ho Kermit. Why, have you been touched by Weinstein? What? I'm surprised your shoulders are still attached, Martin. Micro steering was hardcore. Yeah. Right, let's find something else to get upset about. Oh, yeah. I like this take, right? So, I wish it was 140, 155 near where I live. 150... Ministers are being urged not to tell people to stop panic buying amid the Iran war thing, because in case it makes it worse. It's tricky, isn't it? If you tell people don't panic buy, you tell them to panic buy. But how do you stop that? Well, you can't tell them not to panic buy, because then they'd panic buy. So what do you do? But I love the idea that they think if they don't tell us to panic buy, we won't notice the price going up. They're really big numbers. Not as in just their value. It's the biggest numbers you see. They're on massive signs. They are illuminated. These we notice. That's why I knew it was 155.9 near where I live. How bad is it that the government not only think we're that dumb that if they don't mention panic buying, we somehow won't, but they also think we can't pay attention to a 4-digit number and one of them's a decimal. I mean, they are in charge of our education system. They probably know we are heading in that direction. We'll do a quick hit on this one before we move into some. Alarm on £10 fat jab. Black market flooded. Budget weight loss jabs costing as little as £10 will flood the UK black market now that patents have expired. You know, if you are injecting something into you, oh, God. Oh, I'll tell you what, if you zoomed in on this, you're not sure what you're looking at, are you? I think I can do an impression of that. Hey. Aye. All right. Don't inject stuff into you that costs 10 quid. It's that, isn't it? It's that simple. I bought this thing on the internet for £10. Christ on a bike. This side cam thankfully cost more than that, and I wouldn't put that in me again. I got angry about the firmware thing. It's me, isn't it? I didn't realise I was a model. What was I saying? Oh, it's even better if I do it like this, isn't it? What were we talking about again? No one knows. I didn't even want that piece of paper. It's for this side that I wanted to bring it up. This. Couples break up over Tate ideology. I have to fold this one if you don't mind. Andrew Tate-style ideas are driving an increase in relationship breakdowns, divorce mediators claim. Wow, I thought incels were incels. I didn't think people were transitioning from having settled down and got married to incelling yourself again afresh. Born again incel. Online influencers are encouraging men to establish manosphere ideology in their marriages. Good luck. Husbands refuse to take care of their children, insist their partners give up work, and demand the right to have multiple sexual partners. Firstly, why would you want to not spend time with the kids? This chair is not. You see, so good job I didn't put the ukulele down there. Kids are more fun than you think. Sex with multiple partners, less fun than you think, I'd imagine. And what's the other one? Give up work. Why would you not want them? Get out there, earn some money, and thank me for not taking many partners. What's going on? The report by Your Divorce Coach mediators. You might as well just call yourself like Divorce for You. Flipping. And put the 4, but obviously the number 4. Put one of the letters backwards. Say that married men of all ages are being influenced by the phenomenon. Come on. If you've been married long enough, you know full well the peaceful route, the peaceful life, the only way you don't die younger. Right? You've ever wondered why do men die younger than women? This might be it. It is that stress as a bloke will kill you. Cortisol shaves years off your life. So what do? You find the peace. You find the quiet life. You realise that your peace has value. I suppose they're meaning peace is a different thing, aren't they? That's Okay, hi-ho capes. Steve's a total winker. Just because we've fallen out over your eggs. Do you transition from an incel to an outcel? Is that how it goes? I don't know. Multiple partners and incel. You see, yeah. Imagine that. I demand that I take on a harem. Next thing you know, you're on the internet. I know I'm on the internet right now. Multiple partners in cell. Well, if one of them is M's. Who remembers their car driving hand signals? The official ones. What, the one like, yeah, that one. Yeah. That one. When they try and overtake. Outcel is an incel who's now homeless. Okay. I thought it could have been also homosexuality. You're an outcel. You know what I mean? The up and down for slowing. Hang on. This business. You've come to the right place if you want that. What's this one? War on surging vet bills, as if we don't have enough wars going on at the moment. Vets are to be legally bound to cap prescription fees to £21 and to publish a price list. Vets have been having a laugh with them. We love our animals. We're willing to pay ridiculous money. You don't check the list. They don't really have the list on show. Next thing you know, you rack up a massive bill and you have to pay it. And I think this is a good move. They're not breaking up the monopoly of some of the large chains. I think they need to go further. And here's the going further they need to do. When the vets has the price list of all the different scans, tests, injections, all that, they also should have to give you the price of a new cat or dog. Because that's the one that's really going to be the clinch era, isn't it? All this, you do a test, check the kidneys, then you get the treatment for the kidneys, then you have to have the blood test on it, there'll be a scan, and then there's all the injections you have to do. Or, cat lasts longer, comes with a guarantee. That one, I don't know why they don't listen to me. Hi Ho Kermit says I wear my watch on my left hand. That's the least gangster thing I've ever heard. Yeah, I wear my watch on my left hand. Is that? Hang on, is that for a reason? How did I catch the stray there? I don't know. Somehow it was about you. You lose your watch. Oh, here we go. In London, if you do those hand signals, I wear my watch on my left hand like a gangster. It's cheaper to get anti-fat jabs than pet jabs. What? Yes, it's cheaper to eat your pets. Might make you fat. Cheaper than keeping the pets alive. Are there big chains of vets? No, there are. Yeah, there is. I've screwed it up now. But part of the story was the fact that you get these big companies and they absolutely having a laugh with how much they charge you. I don't know. Obviously, I do genuinely think they should have to say, like, here's what a new dog would cost. Your old one's already pretty knackered. In the same way that you take your car in, at some point they start talking to you about buying a new one. Perv can jog on. A car passenger has been slapped with a £100 fine. What a tank of petrol. A football kit. After shouting, "Go on, ladies, get running," at a group of female joggers. And that is apparently pervy. The runner, he wasn't saying don't jog. How is it fair that people turn up to the side of the London Marathon, handing out the bottles? Oh, go on. This guy does a little bit of groundwork, a little bit of practice, bit of grassroots, right? And he's a wrong one. The runners had just been approached by a police officer discussing street safety when a car sped past, blaring its horn as the man shouted from the window, "Go on, ladies, get running." I'm imagining that's the voice he did in. Body cam footage shows the aftermath, with the officer pulling over the motor. Unlucky. You could also just shut your mouth and, I don't think any runner, any group of ladies has, what I was going to say, sped up. No, they might speed up. Okay, no, I take it back. He had a point. Vets for pets. Yeah, like divorce for you incels or whatever, where the U is also the letter U. Medivet is a chain of vets. Vets are us. Yep. Vietnam Vets. Food delivery place, I think. Encouraging, says Squirrel. Thank you. Vets at home. No. They're not, are they? I want the vets in the vets. I don't want bringing all the half-dead horses around my place. Barks and Spencer. That's another good one. It's like Hands Across America, Martin. And breaking, 6 companies own 60% of all vets. Okay, well, if 6 companies own 60% of all vets and a train leaves the depot at 6 a.m., when do you sort out some of those animals? By leaving them on the tracks? Boffins! I've missed. There it is. ET planets. Experts have drawn up a list of 45 planets where aliens are most likely to live. Why on earth did I cut this one out? The rocks all orbit their stars at a distance where liquid water could exist. Oh, I probably thought I should get around to recording an alien sketch. Spoiler alert. No, the kid's been ill. 24 have weather systems similar to Earth. Well, why the hell would I want to go there? It's been a nightmare. Did you have that over the last couple of days? There was a day when it was sunny and then raining, and then sunny and then it hailed, and then sunny and we had less than a minute of snow, where I said to the kids, "It's snowing." And by the time they'd paid attention and were like, "What, Dad? No, it's snowing." "What? Look out the window, it's snowing." "No, it's the window. Look out it's sunny again now." Tory poll lingo ban. Election leaflets in foreign languages would be banned in Tory plans. It would be an offence to publish campaign material in any non-British language during the short election period. There could be a compromise where you have to also have exactly what's written on it written in English. Because that's the worry, isn't it? That you don't know what it is. I know you can Google translate it these days, but it just seems like if you know what's being happy. Because if you've got a pamphlet and it's entirely not in English, you kind of look at it and think, like, is it just saying, let's rise up and overwhelm these pasty... But is that what it is? I dated a Romanian lady once, or more than once, but you know what I mean. And a couple of times, anyway. Not that night. But what were we talking about? I dated this Romanian lady, and her and her sister would talk to each other. The only time they ever spoke in their second language is they were born in the UK, but you know what I mean? Were they? I don't even know. I didn't ask questions. I'm not really an outgoing person. I'm not an ingoing person either in that particular story. But I used to go around the house and they'd be chatting away, and all of a sudden there'd just be one bit of conversation done in what I'm guessing is Romanian. You just know it's about you. The only reason to pop in a cipher, to pop in a codec here, is just so that I don't understand. You might as well have whispered. Feel free to text each other, because it's less obvious than you might as well. And that's it, isn't it? This would be the election campaign version of, let's make sure no one else can read of this. If we get to the stage where campaign leaflets are done in one of those Native American languages that that code breakers can't crack. I don't know, man. I don't know. What about Welsh? Good point. None of that. M's message retracted. That's because your retractory period will kick in soon. They speak very highly of you. I should start from the top. I prefer Gollum.
It's because we're stupids.
Aliens already in our oceans, apparently. Well, not going to end well. I don't want to teach them how to breathe or anything, but they've that one up. Well, I didn't think I'd leave tonight's chat better informed about vets. They speak very highly of you, Ems. They do. What, the vets? What did they practice on you? Or Middlesbrough-ish. True. Sunny and Snow are working men's club's tribute band act. Yeah, doing all the classics. And then breaking into a bit of Informer as one of the encores. Last Labour election leaflet must have been in different languages because the government ended up doing exactly the opposite, says Proper Memes. Ho! Satire on the show. That's what you should come here for. That's what I should have remembered to do. If you can't speak English, you shouldn't be allowed to vote. I'd grudgingly allow Welsh. Grudgingly, I'm sure they... But at least in Wales... all the signs also have it written in English. Do you know what I mean? That would be the compromise. Here's a leaflet on the back. And if we find out you're saying a different thing, you'll end up the same as me and the Romanian lady. Got censored, Martin. Well, you should try saying it in a foreign language, Joodles. Martin, just OPIC one. Just the one, not what I've heard. They're in the channel. Different kind of aliens, I think. And Ems saying he was actually a nice fella. I never met the cheeky girls. Have you met Lembic? I used to work with Lembic because he was also on BBC Radio Kent during the period that I was on BBC Radio Kent. We overlapped quite a lot. He's a funny man. And I've said it before, is my top fact about Lembic Opic. He always has a harmonica in his pocket in case the opportunity breaks out. And I can't judge him. Oh, can't reach. To say that I love you, not the words I want to hear from you. It's your own fault. You kicked that one off, not me. Fallen again. Sat higher. Oh, Cuffy's not here. He's Welsh. Do you have to pronounce it differently? It's probably like... my Lembic comment was originally got censored. Oof. The whale shuts at 9 p.m. True, he's funny in both meanings of the words. It's not that I want you not to say, but if you only knew how easy it would be to show me how you feel. When Steve said tune in, I didn't realise it would be for a ukulele. Second time you try to get that one on, Proper Memes. We'll allow it. Where do we go to? God, there's still more to do. Still, oh, this is the story we should have covered. There's the serious one. Cops not told PM's theft link. Morgan McSweeney basically didn't tell him about the phone. And there was a breaking story more recently saying that it was not considered like a high value. It wasn't that bad when I started, was it? Or am I just getting better at music and realizing I sound worse? I was trying to say this on the telly last night. Isn't it a coincidence? No, it's not. It's an absolute fraud, isn't it? Does anyone believe that this happens at all? It's the opposite of Phones for You. I will provide a service where I will turn up, and if you've got some dodgy stuff on your phone, I'll have it. That actually is my hoodie as well. How have you got that picture? How have you? I'm worried because I uploaded a picture of me in that hoodie to AI to make the one that I tweeted the other day where I plugged the gigs I was doing, and I asked it to change me so I was in a suit. So now AI knows. Does AI look me up from my personal pic? Because what about the ones with the rashes? Because every so often I run past AI how much bacon I should be eating. Yeah. Final one. New doc strike is 15th in 3 years. Militant doctors will strike for the 15th time in 3 years during the Easter holidays. Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. Thanks for that. There's more chance of Jesus coming back than half of us surviving it. Do you know what I mean? The problem is, this just makes more people think we should get rid of the NHS and then just make it a commercial thing. But if it is a commercial thing, I tell you who would still be allowed to strike: people working for a commercial business. Ugh. I preferred it when it's the paramedics who are on strike, because that I could do something about. That I just hung around the hospital a lot. Just in case I collapsed, I was already there. Whereas if it's the doctors, I don't know, man. No. Hang on. Hang on. Comments going through. Best to have instruments on hand to avoid having to do Michael Moore. What? Is that a mouth organ in your pocket? Are you happy to see me? I tell you what, it's never happy to see me if I'm doing that. The last leg Friday night, I wouldn't call satire. Patrick Christie's late edition Friday night is more funny by comparison. The comics on GB News, including yourself, are funny. I will take it. Thank you, sir. Here's a song for you. You could have done a proper bit with McSweeney's discovered messages. No, I could have done, but I was looking after an ill child all day. No, I get it. I'm aware I could have written jokes. But I didn't. Warning, double entendre. Find that phone is like finding Madonna's drawbridge. You know it exists, but you don't know how to unlock it. Endocrinologist strikes back. Stolen to order. Look, I'm just saying. If McSweeney had kept his phone in the Middlesbrough prison, it would have been safe. I'm not sure it was, because have you heard the Crispin Blunt story as well? I think all of a sudden the Middlesbrough prison has been under attack. Got to protect the crony mates and allegedly. This is allegedly music. Even these three are getting out of tune now. So I think we're about done for the evening. Thank you for putting up with the fact that it was a silly late night play around where we talked about Death Notes. Of course we did. But we didn't get round to. No, we didn't do it earlier on because the little lad, bless him, he's better now. He's not better. He's still, instead of being annoying at bedtime, he went straight to bed, and it is terrible that is a symptom. At some point, I'm going to play bits of this back to him, but not the joke about being the kids have entered the Y phase. Meanwhile, let's see if the thing scrolls. Oh.
Here are the plugs where you can see Steve and Helen all this week.
Why not? There's good news and there's bad news. I didn't get time to do the plugs, but plugs. Look at this. It's up to now. You might be thinking this is just the one from the other day where you've scribbled out like you've got some kind of issue. If that's how you scribble things out, Steve, what's going on here? Do you have a problem with letting things go? Is it a neatness issue? I don't know. But I can't stand just putting a line through something. I need to obliterate. I like symmetry, but in the lack of symmetry, I need there to be such random chaos as for it to be homogeneously symmetrical again. Anyway, Friday, almost daily from 12. We'll try and do one tomorrow afternoon. I'll plug the keyboard in by then and I'll level 42 you. I don't know if I got time to level 42. I'll level 41 you. We'll see what happens. Kingston tomorrow night. I'm emceeing it. Maybe I'll try and film it, try and get some clips. And then next Tuesday, there is no show, I'm afraid, as I am travelling up north to... I've not been cancelled by the BBC. I'm going up north to visit the fam. Got to go and pop in, visit my sister, take the kids to see the sister, let's spread some more germs around, and then we'll see what happens. You know, I so rarely get to go back up to the motherland, up north. But we'll try and do a show tomorrow, presuming the little lad goes into nursery. And I think that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any spare money, and of course you don't, do you know how much it costs to fill up a tank of petrol these days? No, because it was diesel earlier. Do you know how much it costs Kermit to fill up his planet-polluting diesel with its particular exhausts? Of course you don't, because no one was paying attention to today's show. But if you have any spare money, do send it this way. I mean, you could just say thanks, but I am looking for more than words. Yes, please to clip. What clip do I need to make? Hang on. Serial killer Scrabble level 2 achieved. Have you been... not even been paying attention to this, Britt? Sorry, did we not talk about eggs enough? Travelling up to the Middlesbrough pocket. I'd never go that far. And toodle plonk, folks. Yes, please to clips. Which clip should I recommend out of this? Night Night, says Britt. She's off to bed. Petrol money. I'd love some. Show you how it feels. Then you wouldn't have to show. No, I've lost it. I don't know what happened there. For a minute there, we all thought I was going to join Extreme. Didn't happen. I get 500 to 600 miles per tank. Fair enough. And it costs you £100 to fill that up. I get 400 to a tank half the size. Do the math. Oh, clips of the gig. Yes. Sorry, I thought you meant clips from this show. No, you're right. There's nothing from this show that needs clipping. But I'll see if I can... I've got the kit these days. I'll try and record bits of it. You brought it up. No, did I? Even I wasn't paying attention to tonight's show. Kofi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. If you have a music streaming service, do me a favour and have a look to see if you can find I'm Tired by Stephen Allen. You can also search for First Album Poor and I Need Some Money Right Now, but the EP is called I'm Tired. Have a play. I earn 0.0000007. No, there's another naught. I missed a naught. Per play. So come on, guys. We're getting there. But do let me know. I've worked out that it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music and Amazon Music. If you can find it in any others, track me down on social media at Mr. Stephen Allen. Ems says, and I asked the guards to make the cell opposite just nice just in case. Incel. I'd be literally an incel. Joodle says, only if you don't drive your car, Kerms. That's true. Britt says, desk nuts plumage should always be clipped. She'll make a super edit of all the desk nuts mentioned. And Boomski, Webski. Track me down on Blueski. Norwegian Blue. The lovely plumage. Thanks, Martin. These nuts is Desk Nuts American's cousin. I think we're onto something here. I think right. It's either going to be the best invention that kind of, like when Hush Puppies went trendy again. Everyone will be wanting desk nuts. What a funny little thing. You know, we should release them in time for Christmas parties where you've got to do a Secret Santa. What would be the embarrassing thing to get someone you work with? Oh, Stephen Allen's desk nuts. And I'll make £1 million. And I promise you, if I make £1 million, I will invest it so well, you will never see me again. I will stop bothering you. I will stop bothering the world of comedy. I'll be gone. I'll be out of town. So please do give whatever you can. Let's achieve that goal. Have a good night's sleep, says Alan. And I think we're all... Oh, I don't drive it enough for a DPF. Who can afford diesel? What's a DPF? Desk? No, not working out. Americans also have truck nuts. Yeah, they do. You can drive a diesel on old chip oil. Desk nuts. You're welcome. Okay, even I'm losing the plot. And I think it was my plot to begin with. Thank you very much for doing some late night viewing. Tomorrow at 12, we'll try our best to do it. Till then...